think I'm saying Tess. Old people think I'm saying Tess, so I've decided that I'm just gonna have to tell them, my name is Jessica, which it is Jessica. I don't understand how they got Dick from Richard. I guess you'd have to ask Richard where he got Dick from. But just from Jessica, that makes sense. Old people also seem to have a weird concept of age. Like, how old do you think I look? No, seriously, like, how old do you think I look? I'm not calling you old. 17? You're going to prison, sir. I'm 23. Yeah. So, old people usually think I'm in middle school, so they're a bit confused when they see me, out on the town on a weekday. So I'm nice to them. I'm just like, oh yeah, I had a half day, duh, and I hold the door open for them like a good lad that I am. But I've actually had a lot of awkward door holding experiences. I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of that person who's like way over there. I'm like way over there, and they decide that it would be a good idea to hold the door open for me. Like, I didn't ask for this. Maybe if I look down, he'll change his mind. Shoot, he's not changing his mind. And in my guilt, not wanting to keep him waiting, I half jump to the door. Sorry, I had to leave the stage. It wasn't in the confines of my joke, so it's fine. I also am not a fan of the double door. It's like, here, I open the door for you, and then you open the door for me. It's like, thank you, no thank you. And I don't know who's the most helpful in that scenario. Especially if the doors open inward and your fingers touch and you gaze into each other's eyes. Ah, no, that's disgusting. Or when you think it's a push, when it's a pull, and you bang into the door. No, that's just as bad too. But I hate, this person's going to hell. I'm sorry. But that person that decides to use this whole entire body to hold the door back, leaving little space to actually get through the door, so you're all up in his armpit, and especially if it's area it stings, or you're going tip to tip or tit to tit. That's not good either. That's too much. But there are some doors you don't hold open for people, okay? And porta potties are one of them. I'm sorry, but that is absolutely disgusting. Have you ever been to a porta potty in the middle of the summer in Michigan on a hot summer day? It is absolutely nasty. A guy friend of mine once decided to hold the porta potty door open for me, and it was the weirdest interaction of my life. We haven't talked since. It's bathrooms, doors, sure, I get that. But you don't see people holding the stall door open for you, do you? No, they just let the sucker slam shut and head to the sink. Hopefully they're headed to the sink. That's a whole other issue, but we won't get into that. But I believe that porta potty doors should have the same courtesy as bathroom doors. Those things in general are really the bane of my existence. The number of times I've run into a no toilet paper problem are too many to count. They're at festivals, concerts, carnivals, in every race. And I'm a runner. You think they get their crap together and realize that we don't have our crap together? But they don't. And then I have to ask myself if that single sheet of tissue paper on the floor, that square, everybody see the square, is a good idea, or hope that somebody from outside telepathically knows that I'm in dire need. Is that dirt print, shoe print is starting to look better and better? And I really don't want to go there. But that smell, bro. Can somebody please tell me a person who sticks around in there, checking themselves out on that warped and dingy mirror? First of all, it smells. The less poop particles that get in the air, the better. the door open, and is like, "For you, my lady, gaze upon my work and sit upon my throne." That's when I ask if there's any normal toilets around here. Although I'm starting to develop issues for the normal toilet too. I went to the bathroom before the show here. You can check on this, ladies, because it's still there. I didn't touch it. There is a condom packet. Literally, yes, you saw it, yes. On top of the toilet dispenser. That is disgusting. I do not want this person to hold the door open for me. I don't know what happened in here, but that's nasty. I'm also developing problems with the toilet paper because I had a job interview also, just like the weed man over there. This time I was interviewing, I graduated with my degree in film production. I'd like to make movies someday. We are not there yet. Obviously I'm here. And it was for puppy content, like making puppy videos. So this guy who's interviewing me for the job also makes video content of his own. Except he didn't tell me what that video content was. So when I got home and I looked it up, I discovered that he was making toilet videos. This man, his job is making videos where he's eating things out of a toilet. This is how he makes his money. Sounds like a shitty job to me. But yet, I come to him, fully educated, asking for a job from the man who eats Cheetos out of a toilet. So that's my life. Thank you so much. I'm at the bottom of your ballot. That's not the first time I've been at the bottom. Not like that. Your disgusting brains. Jesus. All right, bye.
I am what they commonly call an older comic. Because, quite frankly, I'm older than the comics that are here performing for you tonight. I'm also older than most of you out in the audience. Therefore, by extension, my parents are older than your parents. Yes. My mom is 84, my dad is 90. 90 years old, Daddy. Dad is old, guys. And you know what? They're both in really good health. For their age, they are in excellent health. Yes, thank you. And they both still drive. They probably shouldn't. But they do. They still drive. And I'm okay with that, because if the state of Wisconsin is willing to give them a license, I'm okay with that. Because every time Mom and Dad drive themselves someplace, they're not spending my inheritance on Uber. And they wouldn't, though. They wouldn't take Uber. They would call a taxi cab from a landline at a number that they found in the Yellow Pages. That's how old they are. They are Yellow Pages old. They let their fingers do the walking because their legs don't work that great anymore. So I'm glad some of you are old enough to catch that reference. Guys, I no longer use that childhood taunt, "My dad can beat up your dad," because he can't. He's 90. He's 90. And 90-year-olds don't get into fisticuffs like they used to. They don't do the fisticuffs anymore. Remember that? Put up your dukes. Put up your dukes. I have named mine. I have Marma and Daisy. Marma is a cartoon dog. Daisy is a pair of shorts that let your butt cheeks show. So fear the dukes, guys. Fear the dukes. My parents, they fight. They don't punch fight. They don't punch. They bicker and they argue. And you know what they argue about? My mom's hearing aids that she doesn't wear. She does not wear her hearing aids. And they are $4,000 hearing aids. They are Bluetooth enabled. You can listen to music through them. You can make a phone call through them, and they can help you hear better. And she does not wear them. Nor does that person back there that asked what. But she doesn't wear them, and the communication issues are a problem because my dad can tell her something, half an hour later, he is like, or she's like, well, why didn't you tell me? And he says, I did tell you. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I didn't hear you. Of course not. You weren't wearing your hearing aids. Right? So she doesn't wear them. But you know what? She didn't hear him. So technically she's right. And because she's right, he appears to be wrong. And that's just not right. So, yeah, that's not good. And if you are in a long-term relationship, anybody here in a long-term relationship with a woman? Okay. Number one thing you know then is the woman is always right. Woman is always right. So I have a question for my lesbian friends. When you fight, who's right? Who's right? You're right. Congratulations. Can you tell me how that, if you were both right, how does that work? Because if you could tell me how that works, I'd love it. Because I know it's technically a tie, but I could actually be right. And that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It'd be great to be right. I wish I would. But I'm a man, so I'm wrong. And I'll move on. Guys, I have two grown sons. Both of them are Eagle Scouts. Okay? I'm very proud of that. I did a lot of work with them. Toward that, I did a lot of scouting stuff. I did a lot of camping. A lot of camping with my kids. And we camped 12 months a year. So in winter, we'd sometimes rent a cabin. Other times, what we would do is we would just pitch the tent on the snow, right? And it was cold when you did that. I remember one camp out, I woke up, it was -6. -6. And I had to change out of my pajamas into my daytime clothes. And at some point, I was going to be naked down there, and it was going to be -6 down there too. Well, it had to fully go in to make 6, but that's okay. It was -6 in, it was -6 out. It was fine. But we had a scoutmaster that helped the kids and helped the other adults by telling them a secret to stay warm at night. And that was to bring a bottle to your tent with you as a pee bottle. You could pee in the bottle, and then you could seal it up. Urine is warm, so you can put it at the bottom of your sleeping bag. It warms your feet, it makes you warm all over, and you can fall gently back to sleep. Great idea. Except on December 7th, 2012, at 3:17 in the morning, when a young man yells out, Mr. Smith, I need your help! So Smith gets out of his tent, he goes up to the tent. In Boy Scouts, you cannot go in the tent of a kid that's not yours unless it's a medical emergency. So he's freezing outside the tent saying, what's wrong? What's going on? He said, Mr. Smith, it's stuck. It's stuck. He says, what's stuck? You zipper on the tent? I can help you with that. He says, no, it's my penis. If there are 3 words as a scoutmaster you never want to hear, those are the 3 words. It's my penis. Nothing good can come from that. So he says, what about that? What's going on? He said, you told us to bring a bottle? Well, I put my penis in the bottle to pee, it got hard, and now it's stuck. And Smith is like concerned here, and there's one question he can ask where he doesn't seem like a total pervert. So he says, could you tell me, what kind of bottle do you have? And he goes, a 20-ounce Pepsi bottle? He said, dude, I told you guys you need a wide-mouth Gatorade bottle or an Nalgene. Right? He just told that. And he said, well, I didn't hear that part. He didn't hear that part. He says, well, I'm stuck, so what do I do? And Smith says, relax. Relax. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how hard it is for a 12 or 13-year-old boy that just stuck his genie in a bottle to relax? He thinks he's going to lose his virginity to something labeled Pepsi. That's not very good. But eventually, the boy relaxes enough that it goes down, he's able to pee, he fills the bottle, he tightens up the bottle, puts it in his sleeping bag at the foot of his bed, he warms his feet, he falls gently back to sleep. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for his tent partner, who had to witness all of this and was not going to sleep anytime soon. Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much. Let's bring Brian back up.
Guys, one more time for buying all the comics you saw tonight. We clap for that real quick. Good to see you guys. I haven't been here in a really long time. My name's Justin. If you guys don't know, thanks. Today's a big day for me, though. As of today, I've officially been married for exactly 10 years. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been 9 years between my first 2 wives and one with this one. I'm just kidding. I'm not married. I'm also not crushing it. I noticed this earlier today when it was warm out. I looked outside my window. I saw my neighbors rollerblading at 9 in the morning. I thought, oh my God, them guys are so healthy. They went to bed early. They got up early. They're exercising. They're so healthy. Look at them. But if my neighbors look outside their window and see this rollerblading at 9 in the morning, they're going to be like, that guy's been doing drugs since we went to bed. Maybe they're right about that. I don't know. Maybe. I was a little bit high on the way over here. I pulled up on a blue Dodge Charger. What do you guys think when you see a blue Dodge Charger? It's a cop, right? So I was like, oh no, that's a cop. Then I pulled up to it and there was a license plate on the back that said, not a cop. So now I'm like, fuck, that's an undercover cop. You don't go that far out of your way to say you're not something unless you are, you know what I mean? It's like if one of you guys are wearing a shirt that said not a pedophile, I'm not going to be like, I do need a babysitter this weekend. I'm not going to do that. There's been a lot of people talking about how nobody wants to work these days. I kind of believe that. It's not my business. You know what I mean? I don't really care what people do. But I do believe there was a time that I remember in U.S. history where too many people were working. 2.5 unemployment rate. That's too low. It's too low. 5%, that's the number we need. 5% unemployment rate. You want to know why? Because 5% of everybody we know, we don't want their help with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to shit on fast food workers, but the one I'm about to talk about works at the McDonald's on Alpine. This guy's rude before you even get to the window. He's rude through the microphone thing. And then you get up to the microphone, you see him, and, it checks out. Right? Like, you're not supposed to judge people on sight, but you can look at somebody and kind of tell if they had to use a public restroom, whether or not they would put layers of toilet paper down. You know how you can see that in person? Yeah, this guy looked like he would put the seat up and sit on the ring. I went to scan my Apple Pay. He looked at me like I was some techie douchebag. Because I went, boop. And with perfect timing, when I went, boop, he looked at me and he goes, really? I'm like, dude, you would have been fired in a good economy. Do you understand this? We're suffering right now, and that's why you have a job. Okay. Alright. You guys know that phrase, the truth will set you free? You ever hear that one? Yeah, one time I put my uncle in jail. You guys know that phrase, curiosity killed the cat? You ever hear that? It's not true. You wanna know why? Because for Simba, killed his dad. Thanks. I've been seeing a therapist for 8 years now. Thanks. Before I was seeing a therapist, I was doing some things I'm not too proud of, like drinking a little too much. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, where like you know somebody who, for whatever reason, they only seem to see you when you're drinking, so they probably think you're an alcoholic. Yeah, for me, it's my son. Thanks, you guys are cool. Then I found myself broke a lot, right? Like I took my son to the doctor, they put him on a scale. They said, your son's 38 pounds, and most toddler car seats, the max weight is 38 pounds, so if you haven't gotten a new car seat, you're gonna need to do that. And I'm like, nah, Not if I put him on a diet. You know what I mean? You guys are fucked up for laughing at that. That's fucked up. You wanna know why? Because that was 5 years ago. And he's still 38 pounds. I didn't expect all these unexpected dad expenses, you know what I mean? I blame it on sex ed. I feel like they didn't teach us the real reasons to wear protection, right? They always told us it was STDs, that's what you gotta worry about. STDs. And then you become an adult, you get a couple of those, you figure out they're not that big of a deal, you know? A lot of y'all don't want to fucking admit you got chlamydia one time, and that's okay. That's okay. Just saying. I don't know. It's not a big deal comparatively, you know what I mean? Because like I got chlamydia one time and I got rid of that in a week. But I have 10 more years of child support. And I would trade 10 years of child support for an STD right now. I don't give a fuck, dude. When I found out I had chlamydia, I almost kept it for a week. I fucked that up. I almost kept it for a while when I found out I had chlamydia. You wanna know why? Because my aunt's a nurse and I told her, I said, I think I might have chlamydia. She's like, you might want to get that checked out. That can cause infertility. And I was like, how long do I gotta wait? What happens? Did I get the light yet? I don't know. I've been trying to teach my son how to fight with words a little bit. I think I took it too far. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I didn't realize it. So I got bullied a lot growing up, right? In like high school and stuff. Like this was a defining moment of my high school career, getting bullied. I remember going into the bathroom and looking on the wall in the bathroom in the stall. And on the wall, there was a list. And it said, word for word, list of the biggest faggots in high school. Yeah, and number 1 was this kid named Chris, right? And then number 2, I was number 2. And that was it. That was the end of the fucking list. Just me and Chris. 1-2 gay punch. Me and him, dude. I was like, God damn, I can't be number 1 at anything. Did I get the light right? Yeah. I did? Okay. You guys have been super cool. I'm gonna let you go. Love you.
I'm married. Where are my married couples? Married. There we go. That's how you answer that. Married. I'm happily married. I'm married myself. I love my wife. We get along pretty good. She does one thing that kind of annoys me. She snores. Anybody got a partner here that snores during sex? That's awkward. That makes it hard to focus. That'll screw up your preferences. Like, I was on a plane, this old guy next to me started snoring, I got a boner. Like, how you doing? About to have turbulence, sir. I'm gonna have turbulence. Never banged anybody from the greatest generation. It's tough to do these shows sometimes because I gotta leave the house and leave my wife and my daughter. My daughter's 5. She's so cute, you know. She's a German Shepherd mix. So damn cute when they're that age. We are one of these crazy dog families, you know. Like my old dogs were at my wedding. Like we're at that level of nutty dog owners. We had these 2 Great Pyrenees, a brother and sister, big polar bear looking dogs. And it's just not a natural wedding. Like my best man is wearing a tie and no pants, you know. The maid of honor vomited and ate it up during the ceremony. And my dogs were there. I noticed my dogs' toys too. They kind of look like sex toys. I don't know if you've noticed this before. Like her favorite one, we just call it her dildo. It looks like a large, purple, not very pleasurable dildo. But that's not a good name for it. It's got me in trouble. You know, I came home one day, I didn't see her, I sat down, taking off my shoes. Dog runs in with this thing, starts smacking me in the face. And I kind of yell, like, "Could you get your dildo out of my mouth?" Then I realized the window's open. My 80-year-old neighbor is next door, just like, what's going on in there? What's happening? I try to smooth things over, like, "Oh, you don't understand, it's my dog's dildo." Might have just made things worse. Sometimes my wife will yell something too, like, "Could you get your nose out of my butt?" And then I'll just yell out, "I'll put my nose where I want to." Because I like to be a dick. I got sidetracked coming here, seeing one of my favorite stores out on 96, the Costco. We got any Costco or Sam's Club people here? Do you have them out here? Oh, I love it. It does bug me paying to shop. Like, try doing that when you have a garage sale next time. Like, sorry, $5. You're like, screw you. I wonder what he's got back there, though. I'm intrigued. I do like Costco. A lot of older folks go, though. That always surprises me. Buying in bulk near the end of your life, really? I seen an old guy there. He had to be 95 or 100. He could barely walk, kind of hunched over. He had a box of 20 light bulbs. That's optimistic. My money's on the light bulbs, sir. And the green bananas. I'm gonna do one more and get out of here so you guys are released. Oh, nice quiet time up here. We got a new lady at work, and I was talking to a coworker, and I said, "I think she's gonna work out. You know, she seems really good." And he's like, "Yeah, but she's got this really bad resting bitch face." And I'm like, "That's not very nice. It's a double standard. You never hear guys talk about. Look around this room, resting bitch face. Most guys have resting murderer face. At least resting sex offender face." Wasn't me. I didn't take my dick out of the pool. Just kind of fell out. I like when they show the mugshot of a sex offender and people are always like, "Oh, he just looks like a creep." I'm like, that looks like every fucking guy I work with. I work at a church. My name is Dan Britton. Thank you very much.